The morale of China is literally going down the toilet. But the decent Chinese and Japanese and Korean, the decent Asians, people all over Asia and all over the world, they are silent in the midst of this. Now y'all know I gotta put in my 2 cents, right? This is the 21st century. This is 2020. There's some Chinese in the which village, which country I've got, which country this is in. Is this Zimbabwe? Somebody help me. I will do my research and put it in. But this is a country, a little village up in Africa. Some Chinese went there and took these little kids and taught them how to speak their Chinese language and how to put a rap music to rap to dance, without realizing they are using the kids to insult themselves and the black race, taking this innocent mind and polluting it with hate. When people when there begin to be a rise up and a hatred against the Chinese people, can you blame us? I'm not justifying, I'm not giving you anybody a license to go and hate Chinese. But do you see what's going on? The morale of China is literally going down the toilet. But the decent Chinese and Japanese and Korean, the decent Asians, people all over Asia and all over the world, they are silent in the midst of this. Why wouldn't you rise up and speak against the evil from your own people? But I also cannot even blame the Chinese for going to a village in Africa and doing this. Because our leaders in Africa don't even have much love or respect for us. That's why many of us have migrated out of Africa and we find ourselves in the West. Whether in America, whether in Canada, whether in Europe, wherever. That's why Africans are spread all over the globe. Because our leaders are as corrupt and as wicked and as evil. And we cannot expect foreigners in our own continent to treat us any better than our leaders treat us in our own continent. A leader in Africa will get into power and he wants to stay there for 30 years until he dies. Then he turn the country over to his son. So the country that he's ruling in Africa, the resources that are meant to develop the country, he uses it as his personal piggy bank or his personal ATM, where him and his children and his family members live the best of lives. Most of the African leaders, if not most, maybe all, send their children to Western universities and colleges abroad, medical care abroad, and let the poor African citizens in those countries, let them suffer, while the president and his friends and his family members and some of his concubines, they can come to the West on vacation at the expense of the citizens who are supposed to use that money to better their lives. So if our leaders don't even have love and respect and regard for us, why should we expect the Chinese? So I can't even blame the Chinese. The Chinese are just treating us the same way our leaders are treating us. The Chinese or any other foreign nations or foreigners that are treating us in our own country like this is just a reflection of how our leaders are treating us in our own country, in the continent. So until our leaders rise up and begin to push back and say no more, these people will straighten up. You think they can do this to Americans and you think Donald Trump will sit back and say no? Do you think? Come on now. But it looks like our leaders in Africa have failed us. So I think it's up to us individually as citizens, individually and corporately, to begin to rise up and push back any form of racism, sexism, any form of hatred, any kind of ill treatment and slavery mentality against our brothers and sisters in the continent. We're going to have to rise up and push back and say no, enough is enough. Since our leaders have failed us, we're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to make Africa great by every sweat of our brow. Beloved, help me share this video. So your blood's supposed to boil. If anybody's listening and watching and you have connection in any leadership in Africa, please, I beg you, get this video to them. And we should begin to, at the border, at the airport, before those people come in, just how they are tough on Africans when we fly to other countries, especially Western nations, and even it's in China, Japan. They don't treat us. So in China and Japan, they ill treat us. They come in our own continent, they ill treat us. When are we going to wake up? When our leaders are going to wake up? Imagine a double insult. You as an African, go to China, go to Japan, go to any Western nation. See how they will treat you with the same disdain. The same suspicious attitude. They will think the women either are prostitutes or the men are gangsters or gangbangers or they to push drugs. That's it. So they disrespect you and ill-treat you and dehumanize you when you go to their country. They disrespect you, they dishonor you, they dehumanize you when they come into your own country. When are we going to wake up, Africans? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and rise up and either demand respect from our leaders, or we'll kick them out of office and we'll take hold of the continent for ourselves and turn it around and chase out all those foreigners? I don't hate foreigners, but if you're going to come to somebody, it's like somebody coming into your house and insulting you and you continue to, wouldn't you kick them out? Think about it. Anybody who's listening, somebody invite themselves to your house, or even if you invited them and they ill-treat you and disrespect you, what would you do? You would kick them out. You don't like my house, you don't like me, get out. And don't come back. And don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. This is Dagnet Strikes Again. I need to stop here because I'm getting all excited. It's not really excited, but I'm just trying to make it a clean language. I'm getting really annoyed, agitated, and pissed off that our leaders are allowing this to happen to us time and time again. Oh, God, help us.